Ultraman Zero is one of the most interesting Ultraman characters in the modern day, since despite being so popular, he has never had his own show to start, rather he got his start with movies. In the years between Mebius and Ginga, Tsuburaya only had the resources and connections to make movies and specials for the Ultra series, and the poster boy for this era was Zero himself. Zero debuted in the Mega Monster Battle tie-in film that introduced him as Seven's exiled son. He was trained by Ultraman Leo in order to avoid following the same path as the evil Ultraman Belial did. While the film isn't focused on him, he still helps save the day at the end and has a really strong subtle character moment where he looks off soberly into the distance while all the other Ultras celebrate defeating Belial. Despite Zero's great heroic feats, he has no one to celebrate because of his past mistakes. It's a bittersweet end to an action-packed movie, which would be properly followed up during Ultraman Zero's own movie, Revenge of Belial. As the title suggests, this movie has Belial return to cause all sorts of mischief, and on his way to stop Belial, Zero fuses with Run, a freedom fighter, giving Zero the first of his multiple human hosts throughout the franchise. Revenge of Belial is a very fun film, with wonderful mixes of practical and computer effects that modern Ultraman excels at, along with introducing new characters who aren't exactly Ultraman, but are still heroes that would team up with Zero to form the Ultimate Force Zero. You got the hot-headed Glenfire, the noble Mirror Knight, and the robotic Genebot, who are all based on older Tsuburaya shows that never reached the popularity or longevity that Ultraman did. I think this detail of having Zero's comrades being based on neglected Tsuburaya shows actually strengthens his arc, as while the Land of Light is more respective of him now, Zero makes it clear at the end of the movie that not every part of the vast universe has its protectors, so along with his bros, he becomes a wandering hero that will show up when the time is right. After Revenge of Belial, Zero would star in Ultraman Saga, which is fine, I guess. At the time of this video's recording, I haven't seen Cosmos or Dyna, which are heavily marketed in this film, but Saga didn't push me to check them out, and I heard from fans of those shows that this movie did nothing for them. It's a fine movie if you want to throw something Ultraman related to watch, but it's nothing special. However, we're not going to end this Zero retrospective on a low note, as I want to talk about one of my favorite pieces of Ultraman media, Ultra Zero Fight. Zero's had many side stories before, and they were cool, if a bit forgettable, but this one struck a chord with me, which sucks because the only way you can watch it in America is by watching the last 3 episodes of the clip show, Zero the Chronicle. Either way, Ultra Zero Fight lives up to the Ultra Fight name, as there's a lot of exciting battles in this movie that show off the Ultimate Force's brotherly chemistry really well, which enhances the gut punch of when Zero falls to darkness by Belial and beats up all his friends in a really tragic scene. I feel like I'm not doing Ultra Zero Fight justice, to be honest, because the story is simple, yes, but the way it's presented through the cinematography and directing elevates it so much for me. You have these gorgeous scenes in Zero's head where he has to break free of Belial's control, and it's all raining, and it leads to one of my favorite Ultraman scenes in the whole franchise, the debut of Shining Zero. Zero remembers, with the help of his buddies, that despite all the garbage he's been dealt in his life, from being exiled from the Land of Light to right now being forced to beat up his friends by Belial, he could still fly. He could still shine. He is Ultraman Zero, and he's got a universe to protect. While this scene plays out, you're treated to the amazing insert song Ultrafly, an inspiring piece sung by Mamoru Miyano, who voices Zero himself. If you've been following Zero from Mega Monster Battle till now, this moment feels like the peak of his development. His declaration to the world that he's an Ultraman, and it's beautiful. And that declaration stuck, as Ultraman Zero has become one of the most popular Ultraman globally, winning many fan polls as the best one. Zero's so popular that he even had a super cool Guinness World Record breaking statue in Shanghai, which cemented him as possibly even more popular than his dad, the iconic Ultra 7. No full show aside, it hasn't stopped Zero from making cameos in special episodes or tie-in movies of mainline Ultraman shows. He even was a secondary in the 2017 series Ultraman G, which ended Belial's terror on the franchise. Hell, 2020's Ultraman series, Ultraman Z, had the titular character begging Zero to mentor him because he's such a big fan. It's quite inspiring and fitting the journey Ultraman Zero has gone in, both in characterization and pure popularity, and it is arguably the character that helped push Tsuburaya to the successful global Ultra era we're in during the 2020s. So if you haven't yet, give Ultraman Zero's movies or specials a shot, as even the lesser ones still have some really cool moments.